Okay, so this story is by Alejandra Marchesi and Jean Theoharis of The Root. And one of the myths of welfare and welfare reform is that black women were lazy and wouldn't look for work. The historical myth that had no basis in fact. So, welfare reform is 20 years old. On August 22nd, 1996, President Bill Clinton signed the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act, ending welfare as we know it. Strategically placed next to him for the photo was Lily Harden, an African American mother from Little Rock, Arkansas, who had spent 2 years on welfare but now had a supermarket job. PR Owora dismantled the federal safety net for single mothers and children, replacing it with a state governed system called Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. As millions of people dropped from the welfare rolls in the 1990s, Democrats, Republicans, and the mainstream press were quick to declare success. More recently, when poverty has reached historic highs, public appraisals of welfare reform are more muted but still celebrated. As Bill Clinton asserted 2 years ago, it did far more good than harm. Okay. Such celebration has its political uses, particularly in this election year, but evidence based research tells a different story. After 1996, a small army of researchers embedded in poor communities, ourselves among them, tracked how welfare reform was changing people's lives. While the White House and news cameras narrowly focused on falling caseloads leavened with a few success stories of former recipients, researchers followed what actually happened to families leaving welfare. They followed women's long term employment outcomes, including wages, hours, and job stability, access to food, health care, and affordable child care, and other measures of family well being. Researchers found that many had left welfare for short term poverty wage jobs. Others left welfare with no alternative source of income, and still others were faced with new unemployment or health crisis and had nowhere to turn. And they learned that Little Harden had a stroke in 2002 and had tried to relay a message to Clinton, asking if he could help her get on Medicaid. While she had received it on welfare, she now had been rejected and couldn't afford her medication. Harden died in 2014 at the age of 59. By 2014, nearly 1 in 6 Americans lived below the poverty line, 8.8 million more than in 1996. Thanks, Bill. Numerous studies published over the past 2 decades, compiled for this anniversary in the welfare reform syllabus, decisively challenged the more good than harm thesis, exposing the myths that dominate our public conversation on the legacy of welfare reform. And so they have a few different myths here that they go over, and one of them is the myth that black women are lazy and that they're lazy and wouldn't look for work, which we know black women right now are the highest educated in the country, and they only make as far as their male counterparts, they only make 65 cents on the dollar. Whereas other groups of women make 79 cents on the dollar to every white man. So we know that black women have been striving and have been working. And so this is just another myth put down by the Clinton administration. And same thing he did with the mass incarceration. So anyway, my name is Yurima Karama at Your Black World News.